So I'm assuming now everyone has enough. This dude doesn't. Yeah, gang gang. Still can't afford one even when the market all the way in the toilet.
I got the site.
So how many of you guys think that Counter-Strike's actually getting sued for having too high of a case ROI on knives, and that's why they made it to where you can trade up to knives now? It's actually so funny getting on TikTok and seeing all these new gen kids that have not played Counter-Strike for that long and didn't see the old economy, and they're like, oh my god, the game's gonna die because it doesn't have expensive skins. Meanwhile, you got Timmy over here saying, I just spent $1,100 and it was all the money I had on my knife and now it's worth $200. I can confidently say that I haven't spent a dime on Counter-Strike since like 2015, 2016. Besides opening cases. I have not actively bought a skin since 2015 or 2016. And it's because the average Joe had been priced out of the CS economy a long time ago by all the Chinese people that have been running the market and raising the prices through the roof, buying millions and millions of dollars worth of skins. And I get it, the Chinese people, their pockets roll deep. I mean, even I told you guys in H1Z1 back in the day, if you went on the Asian server, everybody had Twin Galaxy hoodies, Twin Galaxy pants, which back then was $5,000, $6,000 just for the set. Skull bandanas were like $500. They had those. I mean, the Crazy Clown goggles, the list goes on and on. They had skin prices out the ass on the Asian server. Asians love skins. But a lot of people have been questioning why Valve would do this when they make all the money off of cases, because people are going for the rare knives, and now the knives are not going to be rare because you can trade up to them. They would not just do this on purpose. They're cutting themselves out of a shit ton of money. They wouldn't do that just for the hell of it. Between the gambling and the case openings and all that kind of stuff, there has to be some underlying lawsuit that we're not seeing. They're getting sued for having such a ROI on cases. For instance, I'll tell you, since 2014, 2015, I have opened over $1,600 worth of cases, and I've never gotten anything better than an AK fuel injector minimal wear, and that was back when it was worth about a whopping $50. I feel like there has to be some probable cause where people are like setting them down and saying, hey, you have to have a way that people can get these knives without spending $2,000 to $3,000 in your game. And I know it sucks for the people that have a lot of money invested in skins, but I really did never think it was a good idea to have money invested in skins. Yes, over the last 10 years, you've seen the CS market fluctuate and do 10 times better than the actual stock markets. However, at the end of the day, it is a video game that is controlled by people who can change literally anything at any point in time. If the devs wanted to, they could literally just go print house stickers, and your house sticker that's worth $20,000 or whatever the shit will be worth nothing. I mentioned it on a TikTok comment last night. I know all kinds of people that make a living flipping CS skins, you know, moving CS skins, trading CS skins, all that kind of stuff. They make a ton of money doing that. Obviously, the gambling site owners make a ton of money doing that. The gambling site owners make millions of dollars, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it can change at any moment. I've seen a lot of people joking about suicides over this update, and you might think it's a little dramatic, but there will be a lot of people that will end themselves because of this update, because they'll lose millions and millions of dollars. I mean, do we really want to talk about McSkillet again? If the first time that it hadn't have ended him, this one would have ended him for sure. Now, for the average Joe, this is actually a good update because you can go and get you some red skins once the market actually comes back down and the red skins aren't $40+. My $5 battle scarred AK last night turned into $47 overnight. So right now is not a good time to do it. But at the same time, people argue there's no cool factor to the game anymore when you can have something that everybody else has. Me personally, I haven't had skins since 2015. I had a Karambit Damascus Steel minimal wear as the last knife that I had, and I haven't had a knife since. And I had no intentions of purchasing a knife because the knives had gotten so expensive you couldn't get anything but doo-doo for less than like $500. Obviously, supply and demand has been the reason that the game has gotten such a high price at this point anyway, because so many more millions of people came in when CS2 went free to play and all those people downloaded the game, so then everybody was driven to buy skins and it made the prices go up and yada yada yada. But if you think about this long term, there's only so many reds that are out there before you have to unbox more reds, so you still have to open cases, so Valve is still going to make money off of you. It may not be at the level that it is now, but they're still going to make money off of you if you continue to play the game and keep trying to get reds to get more knives. But the more and more updates they do, the more it shows they just do not care about us. They don't care about the player base whatsoever. They care about lining their pockets, and whatever they have to do to line their pockets and keep themselves from being sued, they're going to do it. I just think it's funny that all these kids on TikTok are like, oh my god, they ruined my life. I spent $1,000 on a butterfly knife and I borrowed it from my grandma and now I can't pay it back. It's like, dude, you had no business getting $1,000 knife just to spin around in circles and miss all of your op shots. Shit, if you didn't have the money to waste on virtual pixels, you should have went and played Valorant, where you could get the same exact type of skin for like, you know, I don't know, 20 bucks on the weekly store or whatever they cost. These young 18 to like 25-year-olds can't handle a stock market crash in Counter-Strike. They definitely aren't going to be able to handle the economic crash that we're about to see in the real world. I don't know, I'm gonna be happy to get to play with a regular knife again instead of getting to play with a default knife like I've been playing for the last 10 years. And you can call me poor all the doodah day, and I've had as much money as I could want to buy anything that I wanted, but why would I do that? Like, you see what it got you got.
Nice.
What shot you?
GG, guys.